Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Agabane101 and welcome to another episode of Halo 4 Multiplayer. In this episode we will be learning about how we can use synergy to our advantage in 4v4 and 6v6 matches. Now the match you are seeing here today, I am playing with my good friend Umbra2614 and Mattabase. You'll see him as Evil Militia or something like that. I actually didn't really read his name too much because I just call him Matt all the time. So I didn't even know I had him on my friends list at the time. So if you want to know who is playing with us, just look for the EVGA tags. It stands for the Elite Video Game Association. We did that for a joke. We are actually not part of a team or a clan. We honestly don't care for that. Obviously you know us though, if you are a Minecraft fan, that we are part of the of FTB and are currently working on a lot of Minecraft content. But other than that, for the people that don't know what synergy means, this is the definition of what it means. The interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the original. And in this case, we have a great opportunity here to play around with the new abilities that have been added into Halo 4. Now, I never really got the chance to do this in any of the other Halo games, so in this situation, when we are on TeamSpeak, able to talk to each other, explain where the enemy is coming from, we can use all of our sensors or motion trackers together at the same time. We can call out where enemies are coming from. Now in this scenario, we are testing out a brand new strategy, and when you have to test out a new strategy, you generally don't want to be running around the map the entire time. So we had to find a place to bunker down in Haven, and this place was pretty much golden for our scenario. All we had to do was just hold this area and it would work quite nicely in our favor. Now, a couple armor abilities that we are currently using right now are the healing abilities, these little green orbs that you see going up. Both Umbra and Mattabase are using that, and the shield you see here is the tower shield, or the, I forget what it's actually called, but it's the shield ability. Let's go with that. And this ability blocks everything. It blocks grenades, it blocks melee hits, it blocks bullets, it blocks rockets. Anything you can see in the game, it completely blocks it. It is better than armor lock was in the previous game, except for it does not lock your entire armor. It only projects the shield in front of your character for a very brief amount of time. Now this is extremely good for us because we have two healers and one tank. Anyone that's ever played a MMORPG will know that this is probably the best way to play any sort of MMORPG, is when you have a tank and at least one healer. In this case, we needed two healers. Originally what we had was an auto turret, a healer, and my shield ability. Now the big issue is the auto turret takes a very long time to reload, and it can go down very easily with just a few amount of shots. But the auto turret is an extremely powerful tool, and I would recommend it if you had a fourth member of your squad that was on TeamSpeak or in your Xbox Live Party to allow you to use that auto turret to its best advantage. Keep in mind that the auto turret will actually spawn above your shield. So if you're standing still and you have your shield up and the person with the auto turret activates his auto turret behind you, when your shield is projected, the auto turret will still be able to shoot the enemy that is in front of you while you are protecting your teammates behind you. The whole point in the hardened shield is to make sure that your allies can stay alive for as long as possible. And that is our goal with this type of strategy. As you can see, two healers should be able to keep us alive relatively for a long time. And we all have resupply equipped, so when we kill off our opponents and we need new ammunition, or if our allies fall around us, we can grab their ammunition and reload, get our grenades back, and continue to be as effective as we were at spawn. Now, one thing that was removed from Halo Reach is the health bar. The health bar has been removed, has been brought back to the regeneration style of ways. Since I think Halo 2 they have all been about just getting your health back by waiting a little bit of time. So in this case, it actually makes this even easier for us to fight off the enemy. The green energy medical ball things, I don't know what they're actually called, unfortunately. I probably should have done some research on them, at least, but they basically are these orbs that increase your shield's recharge rate instantly. It will regenerate your shields as they would normally, but instantly. And it's actually extremely effective at keeping your allies alive. So in synergy ways, I can keep my hard shield up while my allies are shooting past that, and all my allies have to do is drop one of the green orbs, the healing orbs, that will allow us to stay alive long enough to assess the situation, get around, and take out any of the threats, as you just saw there. In this situation, yes, we are in a camping style position, but the fact that we are able to work together as a team is making this way more effective than just one person hiding in a corner and shooting whoever goes past them. As you may know, none of us are using the infiltrator ability. None of us are invisible. We want the enemy to know where we are, and we want to draw them in. So in this situation, I need to be not only the tank, but the biggest distraction I possibly can be. Right here, the enemies got a little bit distracted and they wasted a grenade on my hard shield. Luckily, my shields only went down because it takes 2 grenades to kill one person that has full shields. So, Umbra dropped down his green shield there, and we all just chucked grenades into the center of the map because I gave the order to. One of the biggest things about playing Halo 4 online is you need to be able to communicate to your friends or to your allies in your team. Because if you are not communicating, no one knows what's going to happen in your team. No one would be in this area if it wasn't for us 3. And since the 4th member of our team decided to stick around with us, this made this strategy a lot more effective. Because he was able to go around and be his own man. He could do whatever he wanted. He was not on any particular leash, such as what we were on, while we were trying to figure out the best synergized way to protect ourselves from dying. Again, the whole goal to using these 3 armor abilities is to keep us alive as long as possible. And in doing so, not only that, the enemy has to waste so much more ammunition, as well as a lot of their life tags. Whenever an enemy dies, they use up a life tag. And if 60 enemies die, it's game over for the opponents, which means this is extremely effective for us, because the longer we stay alive, the better chances we have of winning. If you can look at the bottom right of the screen here, we have 400 points to their 200 points. That's 20 whole kills ahead of the opponent. So, with this kind of strategy, I'm able to hold off enemies. I can reflect any attack possible for a short amount of time. I can walk in front of my allies, I can activate my shield, and hold off the enemy for as long as possible, sacrificing my 1 life so my other 3 allies can go ahead and defeat the opponent in time. Now here, one of the shotguns got dropped down, and I was able to go ahead and use that. Generally, as a tank, or a tank-style character that I'm doing, I need to stay close to my team, but always in front of my team. Now, the nice thing about Halo is that everyone has energy shields, and everyone generally is going to be pretty competent in being able to take down their enemies, because everyone here is obviously in the game for more or less fun. Now, again, this hasn't been tested against pro players, of course. We don't actually want to be called professional in any way. This was just a fun little thing that we wanted to try out, and we want to see if we can bring this to the mobile way of playing Halo 4 with using these specific abilities, because we found it actually has improved our ability to call out where targets are. It's improved our ability to work together as a team, how all of us act when we are playing a little bit more seriously in this fight. And you could really tell from my previous video that working with a team that you know and working with a strategy that you came up with and seeing it just work, it felt extremely, extremely good. And again, this is the pre-mobile stage of this kind of tactic here. At some point, we want to bring this to kind of a mobile fight pattern, I guess you could say. A way where instead of just staying in one spot, holding off one spot, knowing all the angles, we want to know everything about an entire map. So Haven is pretty easy to understand because the map is, well, pretty much symmetrical on both sides. I don't think there's anything asymmetrical about the map in any way. So that's kind of a bonus about this map. Once you learn half the map, you know the other half already. You just need to know it in the opposite manner. So in this scenario, we are still just holding one spot, but it's been working out for us the entire time. We bait the enemy into the fight, and we basically try and keep each other alive as much as possible. And whenever we die, our main goal is to always just try and get back to our allies. But here, I should have brought up my shields, but I didn't. Of course, I was trying to get back to my allies as soon as possible. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Also keep in mind with the instant respawns, this makes it an even more simple way of fighting in Halo 4, because when you die you can instantly try and get back to your allies as soon as possible, and all you have to do is try and stay alive so the enemy cannot gank you and take you down as soon as possible. So here we are nearing the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, we are trying to bring this to a mobile style of play. And once we can, then we will definitely get a video out for you guys to watch. How most strategies have to work, you kind of have to do it this way until you can figure out what's the next step in the strategy. This was only our second game using this strategy, and we won both of them. So we were feeling pretty good considering every game before this we were losing completely and getting completely demolished because we were just not working as a team. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Mattabase 101, and I will see you guys next time.